Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing another Minecraft concept today. Today's a little bit of a shorter one, but I basically want to go over the different combat systems in this game. As you guys know, the Bedrock edition of Minecraft and the Java edition of Minecraft are completely two different games when it comes to combat. And that's because the Java edition, they also have like the axe and the pickaxe and the shovel and the hoe that all do different swing times and damage and shit like that. So essentially the axe is like the go-to if you want to have them heavy hitting crit shots. And it never made sense to us, in my opinion, that an axe that is already very useful for cutting down trees, and that is like its use in this game for cutting down trees and wooden objects, also has a very high usage in combat, which should be what the sword is useful for, as well as like things like the mace and the trident and things like that. The axe also has a lot of power in that as well, which is very interesting. But in Bedrock, we're going to talk primarily about Bedrock right now. The axe, the pickaxe, the shovel, the hoe, they're all tools. They are just the tools of the game, that's it. You don't use them in combat, because if you do, you're going to die. But the sword is like the default. The sword is always the default. We have a netherite sword here, plus 8 attack damage. We also have a mace right here. As you guys know, with the mace, the higher you go in the in your world, and you jump from that height and then hit someone, it'll then do more damage. The crossbow, you obviously have to charge it up and then release, and then you can shoot an arrow. Bow, you just charge it up, release, but you don't have to have a second input to do so. And then trident, very similar to the bow and the sword, where you can use it as a melee, but also use it as a projectile as well. So I think that's a very good summary of these 5 different, I guess, like semi-ranged, but also ranged combat mechanics in the game. Weaponry, I guess. These are like the 5 main ones in Bedrock. And you guys can probably understand when I say there's not many here. There's absolutely not many here. And I've made some concepts in the past where, as you can see by these two right here, you can see this one's using a breeze rod on the mace right here, but the trident isn't really using anything to get it. But it looks like it's using a different type of rod to make a trident. So I basically made a concept saying that we could potentially see a water rod or something like that, or like an aqua rod, to then make and form a trident. And I would love to see some more elemental kind of weaponry, where you can see like a fire staff or something like that, with obviously a blaze rod, to craft it and things like that. Different types of weaponry in this game, because it really does need it, I think. Because right now we don't really have much selection. Like if you're like very much like mechanical, I think you're gonna probably play with the mace, because you can build up very high and jump on someone. If you're very mechanical, that way you can build very quick, you're probably gonna use the mace. If you want a bit of everything, you want to that ranged attack, but also the melee, you're gonna probably use a trident. And obviously the rest of them are just very self-explanatory. So each of them has their little uses, but I do think we can definitely think of more as well. They shit myself right there. Oh my god, donkey. But yeah, I think there's only 5. Why is there only 5? So I definitely think in future updates that might be a potential focus for the developers, is to add more weaponry in the game, potentially. I don't know. But I definitely think it is something that needs to happen. I don't perchance think that having like an axe and a pickaxe have their own unique combat mechanics is the way to go. Like on like Java edition, I don't think that is the way that the game needs to go. I think they already have their uses in the game. Even the hoe as well, like it didn't really used to have much purpose. It was just for farming. But now even the hoe can fucking like break like hay blocks and stuff like that. So like every single tool has its actual uses now. And I think it's nice to have a little separate category that isn't for tools but is for combat. And obviously these 5 are the ones right here. And I think people probably will be wise to get to know these 5. The sword, the mace, the trident, the crossbow, and the bow. But there's only 2 different types if we exclude the the sword, there's only 2 ranged attacking things, and then 2 melee ones, which, I mean, the trident kind of is a ranged one as well, as you can see. So it would be nice to see just more variety, different types of things. And, you know, the mace as well, when you do hit something, I don't think there's anything here, but when you do hit something as well, it has a little, like, breeze effect when you hit the thing. See if there we go. So I hit it, it has a little, like sound when you hit the bee right there. So it would be cool to see, like, more, I would say the elemental kind of features. I would say that would be really cool to see, but this is where you guys come into it. I want to hear what you guys think. What melee, ranged, attacking weaponry would you like to see in the game? Because I do think we need more. I think it would make the game a lot more fun. And I definitely think tying them to updates as well on what actually gets released would be the right way forward. But I also think as well, rather than just going, oh yeah, this is the new best sword, for example, it's better to have what they're doing now, where they're adding new types of weaponry, like the mace. It does less damage, as you can see right here, by only doing 5, and obviously the trident does a lot more, but when you jump from a height, you're doing even more damage. So it's not technically better than the sword, but you can make it better than the sword. That's what I like, is having variety rather than just like, okay, we've added new ore, that's called enderite, and now it does 1 extra damage than netherite. Like that type of stuff is good for like the progression of the game, but having just that type of system doesn't make sense. I think you need to reward people for actually going out and exploring, like with the mace. You have to go and explore and earn this thing to actually wield it. Same for the trident as well. I think these type of weaponries need to be in the game as well, but just more of them. So please do let me know how, what concepts you guys have, and also how you get them as well. That would be really, really cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in this video. Bye for now.